What if I told you that doing everything right is exactly what's keeping you broke? You go to college, you get the steady job, you buy the nice house in the suburbs, you drive a reliable new car, and you pay your bills on time. You are following the middle-class script to the letter. And yet, you look at your bank account at the end of the month, and there is almost nothing left. You feel like you're running on a hamster wheel, moving faster and faster, but never actually getting anywhere. Here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody tells you. The financial habits that make you look successful to your neighbors are the exact same habits that destroy your ability to actually become wealthy. My name is Jake, and I've spent years analyzing why high-income earners often end up with zero net worth, while average earners can become millionaires. Today, I'm going to expose the 7 middle-class habits that are silently draining your wealth. And chances are, you're doing at least 3 of them right now without even realizing it. Before we dive into the list, we need to define what the middle-class trap actually is. It's a state of existence where you earn too much to be considered poor, but you spend too much to ever become rich. You are asset poor, but liability rich. Society applauds these habits. Your friends will congratulate you when you fall into these traps. But mathematically, these habits are financial suicide. If you want to break out of the rat race, you have to stop acting like a consumer and start acting like an owner. Let's break down the first trap, which is probably sitting in your driveway right now. The single biggest wealth destroyer for the middle class is the obsession with monthly payments instead of total cost. Walk into any car dealership, and the first thing they ask is, "What payment are you looking for?" They don't ask what you can afford, they ask what you can cash flow. This is a trap. The middle-class mindset says, I can afford this $50,000 truck because the payment is only $750 a month. The wealthy mindset says, that truck costs $50,000. If I invest that $50,000, it will be worth $200,000 in 15 years. Is this truck worth $200,000 to me? When you live your life based on monthly payments, you allow companies to hide the true cost of ownership. You end up financing phones, furniture, cars, and even vacations. You aren't buying things, you are renting your lifestyle from the bank and paying interest for the privilege. Habit number 2 is the silent killer of wealth, the upgrade cycle. You get a promotion at work. You get a $5,000 raise. Congratulations. But instead of that money going into your 401k or your savings, what happens? You say, I worked hard. I deserve a better apartment. Or I can finally trade in my old Honda for a BMW. Your income went up, but your expenses went up to match it exactly. This is called lifestyle creep. It's why you see people making $150,000 a year living paycheck to paycheck. They are running on a treadmill where every time they turn up the speed, they just have to run faster to stay in the same spot. The wealthy do something different. When they get a raise, they keep their lifestyle the same and bank the difference. That gap between your income and your expenses is where freedom lives. If you close that gap every time you get a raise, you will work until the day you die. This one is controversial, but we need to talk about it. The middle class views their primary home as their greatest asset. The wealthy view it as an expensive liability that might appreciate later. Here is the trap. You go to the bank and they tell you you're approved for a $500,000 mortgage. So you go out and buy a $500,000 house. You max out your budget because you think it's a good investment. But now you are house poor. Your mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance are eating up 40 or 50% of your take-home pay. You have a beautiful roof over your head, but you have zero cash flow to invest in the stock market or start up business. You have tied up all your capital in a building that doesn't pay you. Real wealth is built by keeping your housing costs low, ideally under 25% of your income, so you have money left over to buy assets that actually pay you while you sleep. I see this every year and it drives me crazy. People get a $3,000 tax refund in April and they treat it like they won the lottery. They book a vacation, they buy a big TV, they treat themselves. Here is the reality. A tax refund is not a bonus. It's not a gift from the government. It is your money that you overpaid. You gave the government an interest-free loan for 12 months and they just gave it back to you with zero interest. While that money was sitting with the IRS, it was losing value to inflation. If you had that money in your paycheck throughout the year, you could have invested it, paid off debt, or earned interest on it. Celebrating a tax refund is a middle-class habit. Minimizing your tax refund so you have control of your cash flow all year long, that's a wealthy habit. The middle-class equation for money looks like this. Income minus expenses equals savings. The problem? There is never anything left over. Life always finds a way to consume your available cash. You order takeout, you buy the shoes, you subscribe to the new streaming service. Each one is only $10 or $15. It feels insignificant. But when you add them up, the average American is spending hundreds of dollars a month on subscriptions they barely use. This is death by 1,000 cuts. The middle class ignores these small leaks. The wealthy are ruthless about auditing their expenses. They know that $100 a month invested over 30 years is nearly $150,000 in retirement. They don't trade $150,000 for a subscription they don't watch. Finally, the most dangerous habit of all, normalizing debt. The middle class treats debt as a normal part of life. Everyone has a car payment. Everyone has credit card debt. Everyone has student loans. Just because it's normal doesn't mean it's okay. Normal in America is broke. Normal is stressed. Normal is working until you're 70. When you carry consumer debt, you are paying interest to make someone else rich. You are working yesterday to pay for something you bought last month. You are robbing your future self of freedom. The wealthy are allergic to bad debt. They pay it off aggressively and they stay out of it. Here is the bottom line. You have to decide which game you're playing. Are you playing the status game, trying to look rich for your neighbors? Or are you playing the wealth game, trying to buy your freedom? Breaking these 7 habits is going to feel uncomfortable. Your friends might think you're cheap. You might drive an older car than your coworkers. But 10 years from now, while they are stressing about their next paycheck, you will have options. You will have security, and you will have freedom. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because next week I'm going to show you exactly how to invest that money you save by breaking these habits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.